Something really nice about getting a new fillet knife. I just got this Dexter Outdoors 10-inch breaking knife here to use for cutting rockfish this winter. And one of the nice things is, fresh out of the box, these things are razor sharp. Problem is, for a guy like me, is that I can't ever maintain this edge when I actually use a knife. I've tried whetstones, I've tried gimmicky knife sharpeners, everything else. I just cannot maintain a good edge on the blade throughout. I can get it really sharp, but then the next time I sharpen it, it's not dull, it's dull, or I have to resharpen all over again. As it turned out, the mistake I was making was to not keep the same angle on the blade during the sharpening process. Every blade has an angle that's ground down to make it sharp. And to maintain a sharp knife, you have to keep it at that same angle every time you sharpen it. So that's where tools like this come in. And what this is a fixed edge thing. You rest your knife against there, you run a stone over it, which is great. It's a lot of work if you have a dull knife. But again, once I was on the water, I wasn't able to maintain that and match the angle on the stone. So I'd end up with a dull knife again. I did some research and I found this Work Sharp Ken Onion Edition knife sharpener online, and it was over $100 on Amazon. I don't remember exactly how much, but I was a little leery to buy it just because of the price. But I decided, give it a try, and it's been the best thing ever here for me knife sharpening. What this is, a little belt grinder that spins. It comes with different coarsenesses belts: extra coarse, coarse, medium fine, and extra fine, and it allows you to set the angle you want to set for your knife angle. So this is I have it set at 20 degrees, which is a good angle for a fillet knife. And I can use the guide here. The guides, if you line it up against that, it'll keep that edge at 20 degrees from the thing on both sides. And the trick with these is they say to pull it through at an inch a second. So you want to move it through about that fast. A 10-inch blade should take about 10 seconds to get through. And you start with the coarser belts and you move down to the finer ones. There's instructions on how to do how many strokes with each. But the nice thing about it is that when I know that I have my angle set at 20 degrees, I can keep it sharp on the boat by using a 20-degree angle sharpening steel. This is a AccuSharp knife and tool sharpener. It's worked pretty good for me. I only bought it because I was able to see what angle it is. A lot of the knife sharpeners, they don't tell you what angle their things are set at, so if you're sharpening it to 20 degrees here and then set at 15 degrees, you're going to be defeating the purpose of your sharpening. So when I'm on the boat now, I can just run this through here and resharpen that edge throughout the trip. And then if it needs a touch-up when I get home, I can go back to my Work Sharp. And the nice thing about the Work Sharp is, with the finest belt on there, I can take a knife that I use heavily. This is my fillet knife on the boat when we're cutting tuna and stuff, because it's good, flexible 7-inch blade, Dexter knife to skin the fish and stuff like that. But the blade is very prone to dullness. All these finer ones are. So even if I sharpen it throughout the trip, I'll get home and I'll just run it through here at a couple swipes. Here it's set at 20 degrees. I'm making a little noise here. Sorry about that. And if everything worked out here, this should be back to be a razor sharp. Yeah, there you go. So that's a knife that's gotten a lot of use lately. And after just a couple swipes with that, it's ready to go for another day on the water. Complaint I hear from guys, oh, these take off too much material, all this other stuff. Yeah, on the coarse ones, they definitely do take a lot of material off, which is great if you got nicks in your blade. This is an older, I don't even know what brand knife it is. It was pretty dinged up, but I ran through the coarse stuff and now it's razor sharp as well. And if you're on the finer setting, you're not really taking a whole lot of material off that blade. You're not really going to shorten the life that much. What you are going to end up with is a much sharper knife that's easy to maintain an edge on and easier fish cutting. It's just a better experience overall when you're processing your fish. So that's knife sharpening for guys like me who can't use a whetstone properly.